We start things off at the Russell and Wayne Counties Family Court in Kentucky for a hearing on a domestic violence order filed by a husband against his ex-wife.
You and the respondent were married in the past and have children in common, correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
And were the statements you made in your petition true and correct at that time?
Yes, Your Honor.
Are you willing to make those statements part of your sworn testimony here today?
Yes, Your Honor.
And are you asking the court to enter an order restraining the respondent from any contact with you?
Yes, Your Honor.
I've taken your statements in your petition as part of your testimony, but I need you to tell me briefly, in your own words, what happened to cause you to ask for a domestic violence order.
Yes, Your Honor. Things have been escalating, I guess, since the first of the year. And Melissa's had a couple MIWs and a couple arrests. And she got out of jail in, I guess, April. And she started, we hadn't really had anything personal up until that point. She got out of jail in April. And she started.
My personal life is your business, John. It has nothing to do with
Miss
you
Hardwick?
boys. No.
You will be held in contempt of this court if you become disruptive.
I don't care. I haven't done anything to this court. I haven't done anything to him.
She will be arrested for contempt of the court.
It doesn't make any difference.
You will serve 10 days for contempt of court. Go now.
Get off of me!
Stand by the back.
Wait and see.
Shut your girl straight shut.
Get my bracelet off the
Shut
floor.
your mouth.
Get it.
After spending nearly 5 months in jail, Melissa Hardwick pleads guilty to intimidating a participant in a legal process. She avoids any further jail time by agreeing to a court-ordered diversion or rehabilitation program for 5 years.
The emergency protective order will remain in place of no contact.
Before we hit the courtroom for our next story, we're going to take you back to the beginning of the defendant's journey. We're in Springfield, Ohio, and the owner of John's Drive-Thru is closing up shop for the night. A man approaches from the back. The owner spots him on the security camera feed.
No! Get the hell! Yeah, this is John's Drive-Thru, West Main Street. A guy just tried to rob me and I shot him. He ran out the back door.
Okay, is he injured?
I think I hit him.
With help from the store's security camera footage and a tip from a local hospital who treated a man for multiple gunshot wounds, police identified the perp as Ricky Hand, a known career criminal.
I did try to rob John's Drive-Thru. Got shot 3 times. I did the crime, I ain't gonna lie. I just wanted to let you know.
So, John, what'd you do with the pistol that you had when you were in there? Because, you know, it's my understanding when you run it in there, you started pulling out and the guy saw you.
Right, but I didn't even get it out.
You were going for it, though, right?
But I didn't even get it out. I didn't branch it. He shot me regardless.
Well, I think he's well aware that you've been robbing places at gunpoint or so.
I've never robbed anybody. That's the first one I've ever done.
Now, hang on a second. Now, you and I have been straight with each other every time we've met each other, okay?
Yeah.
I know there's more to it than that.
I pulled it out. Okay. Pulled the weapon out. But I don't think I got it all the way out.
Well, he saw you. That's why he shot you.
Hand is indicted on 30 charges connected to a string of business break-ins at gunpoint. He confesses to a series of armed robberies.
There have been probably a half a dozen or more robberies. Now, you're looking at John's. You're looking at this break-in to this beauty salon.
That's all I've done.
The beauty salon's a bonus because I didn't even know anything about that, and you told me that.
I'm going to prison for a long time.
Well, you know that.
Now Hand sits in a Clark County courtroom in Ohio, where a judge has just handed down his sentence.
You just give me 40 years. Sir? Yes. You just gave me 40 years. Well, guess what? Sir, what's this? Yeah,
Hand was clearly expecting a lesser sentence. But if we look again,
You just gave me 40 years.
you'll see he came prepared for the worst.
You just gave me 40 years. Well, guess what?
Look closely. Hand reaches into his arm sling and pulls out some cloth that was hiding a small bottle filled with, ready for this? His own feces and urine.
You can't play Jesus and God. 40 is a death sentence, man. Come on, man.
Ricky Hand lands in even more trouble for the feces flinging attack. In addition to his previous charges, he now faces charges of harassment with bodily fluids, obstructing justice, and retaliation. Let's head to Jefferson Circuit Court in Louisville, Kentucky.
This is the matter of Adam Satterley.
This is 36-year-old Adam Satterley. Satterley's in court today on a bond hearing related to drug charges. He's appearing before Circuit Judge Olu Stevens, heard off camera.
Your objections notice overruled. Motion's granted.
Satterley's attorney warns his client to stay calm after hearing the bad news.
Taken into custody. Your bonds are filed.
Judge Stevens has revoked Satterley's bond, meaning Satterley will return to custody.
Seems to get it. Thanks.
That yell you just heard was Satterley.
Seems to get it. Thanks.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Now the new year starts. That's all the cases that I have.
The judge seems to be moving on with the day, but then
Miss Albee, before you go, I mean, Sheriff, right? Can you indulge me one second?
Yes, sir, of course.
Can you knock on the door and tell the sheriff to bring Mr. Who's that guy? Satterley? Bring it back. You just tell the sheriff to bring it back. Oh, Grant, you still have Satterley?
I do.
You bring him back.
Bring him back out?
I apologize. Just give me 1 minute. It won't even take that.
the judge has some unfinished business with Satterley.
Is there something that you wish to say to me?
No, it was my brother.
Oh, was that to your brother? Because
Yes,
I
sir.
heard you say a racial epithet.
No, I didn't mean it like that.
Oh, you didn't mean it like
No.
that? Well, I'll tell you what, I'm going to hold you in contempt of court for having said that. And you don't speak those words in here.
Yes,
and
sir.
that word particularly,
Yes,
you
sir.
don't use that word. I'm going to give you 60 days for having used that word. Hold you in contempt right now for having done it in this courtroom. It's disrespectful. Don't ever do it again. Thank you, Sheriff. Thank you, Ms. Ellie. Appreciate it.
Satterley's hit with an additional 60 days for contempt of court. Following the incident, Judge Stevens offered Satterley an opportunity. If Satterley apologizes for using a racial slur, he would reduce the additional sentence to just a day. Satterley took the judge up on his offer.
Yes, sir. I apologize. It wasn't intended for you. I was mad at my brother, that's all it was.
Well, you can have a seat. I'll say this, that what you said was a racial epithet that I don't know how it could be directed at your brother, but at any rate, I accept your apology.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Christopher Cologne.
Our next stop is at the Broward County Courthouse in Fort Lauderdale, Florida,
You've been charged with 2 counts of violating an injunction.
where Christopher Cologne appears for his bond hearing via video before Judge John Hurley.
Court finds probable cause.
Cologne was arrested and charged with 2 counts of violating a restraining order in a domestic violence case related to his ex-girlfriend. He also has an open pending case in which he's being charged for aggravated battery against a pregnant woman, his current girlfriend.
I think I remember you from before coming into this courtroom.
Yes, sir.
I remember.
Less than a month ago, Cologne posted bond in the aggravated battery case and went free. So the judge isn't exactly thrilled to see him again.
You're already out on bond. You're already out.
Yes, sir. And my bondsman is willing to take me out again on a bond.
That's very kind of him, but that won't be necessary today because you're not going anywhere.
I'll see you guys in with a lawyer and a lawsuit too.
Oh, okay. Oh, wait. Bring him back, please.
And you can go yourself too.
Cologne storms off.
Would you bring him back for me, please?
Cologne, come back. Judge, he's back.
Hi. Good morning again, Mr. Cologne.
Good morning to you.
Yes, sir. Wait, Mr. Cologne. Yeah, don't mute that. Could you turn that mic back on for me? Turn the mic back on.
You guys can. Okay? I'm being dead ass real.
$125,000. Your bond on count 2 will be $125,000. Your total
How much is my bond?
$250,000.
Okay, no problem. I can bond out, man.
Court will also order, sir, on case 14-7168 CF10, you'll be held without bond. That bond is revoked.
With the amount seemingly no issue, the judge has just taken away the bond from the aggravated battery case, meaning Cologne will not be able to go free this time. And this really sets him off.
Like I said, you guys why you guys had it.
Sir, the court at this time is inclined to hold you in contempt of court.
I don't give a Go ahead, I got lawyers, man.
Your behavior.
I don't got nothing to say, man.
Now, I will find you in contempt of court for disrupting this court. Now, I will give you
was already going to find me in contempt of court.
I will give you an opportunity. Is there anything you'd like to say?
You ain't no Hitler, man, for me to have to salute.
Noting that you made no comments in your defense, the court at this time will sentence you to 364 days in the Broward County Jail. Thank you very much. Have a...
that's why.
Yes, sir. Thank you. Can I see Mr. Cologne, please?
A week later, Cologne is back in front of the judge.
Judge Harley, I apologize. What I did, I was wrong. And not only I was wrong for cursing you out, of the deputies hearing me curse you out, I apologize to them too. Your Honor, I apologize real bad, and I'm asking for my apology, please, Your Honor.
Okay, the apology's accepted. It will be converted to time served at this time.
Cologne's apology gets that additional year sentence for contempt cut down to time served, but still gets no bond on the aggravated battery case and serves almost 14 months before he's released. We head down to Daytona Beach, Florida, where a call comes in to the Volusia County Sheriff's Office.
Communications, Warhurst.
Yeah, I want to report a crime that's about to happen.
What do you mean a crime that's about to happen?
Yeah, there's about to be a crime that's going to happen if my kids don't come back to me, you stupid because your stupid judges don't want to bring people to courtrooms. I got a gun pointed at your building.
Sir, what is going on?
Who the you calling, sir, you stupid? Where's your judge warrant at? You gonna bring that out in handcuffs and I'm gonna execute that son of a right in the street. I'm letting you know I'm gonna shoot this. You gonna give me my kids.
Where are you at, sir?
I just told you I'm outside of her building waiting for her to get there in the morning. I'm gonna pop a cap in that. You stupid.
Detectives identify the anonymous caller and track him down. Alan McCarty is arrested and charged with making death threats against a judge, whom he mistakenly believes took his children away in a child custody case. Now, a year later, in front of a different judge, his trial begins.
All right, back on the record, Mr. McCarty, President. He's under oath from the start of the trial.
No, I'm not. I'm not under oath.
All right, raise your right hand. I'm going to swear you in.
I'm not under oath.
Raise your right hand, please. That's your bad finger. I didn't appreciate that.
So you're going to threaten me like you did the other day?
Threaten you to participate here?
No, you threatened threatened my life the other day. I am not under oath. This is being done unconstitutionally. Y'all took my kids unrightfully. You want to allow my witnesses here? You want to allow my paperwork? Y'all took all my court paperwork.
We haven't started the trial yet.
It doesn't matter. You still deny it. You want to take my kids from me and act like that? You and that. You and the took my kids.
Holly, make sure you take down what I say. He was sworn in.
No, I was not sworn in.
Yes.
I've never been sworn in this court. Bring the camera back. He's making this up.
So that being said, number one, I need to know whether or not you want to be here during the trial process.
No.
All right. Do you want to testify though?
No, I don't. This is all being done unconstitutionally, unrightfully.
Do you want to be in the room or not?
Do you want to
I prefer not to, sir.
Well, you got a mouth for it.
No, do you want to be here or not?
Oh, who the wants to sit here while you take their kids? This is a conflict of interest. Every right y'all I supposedly have you violated. Can I get some water, please? I got a lot more cussing to do, and I need to wet my mouth.
Do you want to be here when the jury's here?
What the do you think?
I don't know. I need you to answer.
McCarty decides he'll stay for witness testimony,
Oh, because my other answers wasn't good.
but is ordered out after continuing with his outbursts. McCarty's eventually found guilty. He returns the following month for sentencing.
Everyone ready to go?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, State of Florida versus Alan McCarty Jr., who is present here today on two reasons. One is to sentence on a jury verdict that had been accepted, but we're also here on an order to show cause, which I would like to address first. First of all, if I haven't formally already, but you're before the court, Mr. McCarty, to show cause why I should not hold you in contempt for behavior that you demonstrated during the jury trial. You threatened the unborn child of the prosecutor.
What a bunch of lies, you stupid piece of
Then also
You threatened my life.
in the
You
back room.
No, I'm not standing up.
Not resisting.
I'm not resisting. I'm just not standing up. I'm not standing. I don't have to stand.
McCarty's removed again. This time he's placed in a back room with a one-way mirror.
Count one, I'm going to adjudicate him guilty, sentence him to 15 years in Florida State Prison. As to count two, I'm going to adjudicate him guilty, sentence him to 5 years in state prison to run consecutive to count one. So a total of 20 years.
McCarty's currently serving his sentence in a Florida state prison. Thanks for being a fan of Court Cam. Subscribe to A&E to never miss a new video and catch full episodes on aetv.com.